I think it's good to just talk about things. There's no shame in things changing in your life, and it happens.
I mean, what's the postpartum journey been like for you so far? What's, being a new mom, it's very overwhelming. I know for me, the first few months, I was kind of an emotional wreck. I had no idea what was really going on. I mean, have you kind of felt that as well?
1,000%. Mm-hmm. And I've tried to fight it, or tried to, tell myself, hey, this isn't real stuff that's happening, like calm down. And then recently I finally just gave in and just said, you know what, I have postpartum depression for sure. I need to be cognizant of it. I need to reach out when I need help. And I just need to take everything one day at a time. So since kind of getting that off my chest, I feel like I've been able to allow more people to do more things and kind of help me out a little bit more, and then kind of trust people a little bit more. I might have more anxiety than depression, but yeah, I mean, it's to the point that, I don't even want to listen to the doctor. I feel like some of that stuff is too much for me right now. So, but yeah, I feel a little bit more like there's goodness coming in, besides just the little baby, because she's all the goodness in the world, of course. I
appreciate you talking about it too, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes don't talk about having postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety, because it's a really real thing. And you feel, when you're a new mom, you feel like you're so alone at times too. And I think that's probably one of the most overwhelming parts of it as well.
Yes, definitely. And definitely another thing someone said to me recently that made so much sense is when you finally realize that no one knows anything, it's kind of a little bit of a relief, because I feel like for weeks I've been looking at people and saying, well, here's what's happening, so what am I supposed to do? And then they just smile at me. And I'm like, what? Am I supposed to smile? Is that going to help, her stomach ache, or what's going on?
Yeah.
So I think it's good to just talk about things. There's no shame in things changing in your life, and it happens.
Right.
I feel like I was probably the least likely candidate to feel anything like that, because I'm always so busy and so on the go. I kind of just don't have time for my emotions. But
yeah, so were you kind of surprised that you had like these overwhelming amounts of emotions then?
Absolutely. It's terrifying. It's pretty terrifying to be so honed in and focused on this one little person who can't do anything for themselves. You feel like you're the only person in the world that can do what they need, yet you don't know what you're doing.
Right. No, it's scary. And how has Kody been there for you to kind of support you during this time as well?
Kody's been very calm in all of this, which is really great. Somebody's got to be the calm and somebody's got to be the storm. So I've taken on, the Hurricane Brandi very well. And Kody has been much more calm, much more relaxed. When I'm freaking out, she got her first vaccines the other day.
Breaks your heart, right?
Fever, yeah. And I was just so stressed out about the fever, and Kody's just like, relax, it's normal. The doctor said it's normal. It will pass. If it doesn't pass, we'll move up, we'll go from there. But I'm glad he can look at things that way, because to me it was like, fever, what? End of the world.
Right. Yes. No, totally. I mean, what about postpartum life surprised you the most, besides it's the emotional toll on everything? What else kind of surprised you? Sometimes people say, their hair falls out, or like you're still in those mesh diapers for a lot longer than you thought you were going to be. What kind of surprised you? Or even breastfeeding has been really, really difficult. What's kind of been the most challenging part for you, or the most surprising?
I'm not super surprised, because the pregnancy was not super easy. Yeah. So I was, I guess, probably surprised that it took a little bit of extra time for breastfeeding to start working. And I kind of feel like, people just think that it just happens. Like you have the baby, and then all of a sudden this baby latches on, and then you're just flowing the land of milk and honey. And none of that is happening. And then you've got lactation consultants coming in and telling you this and telling you that, and pulling on your boob and, pulling on your kid. It's crazy. I never got the hang of it fully. I really didn't. But I was able to at least produce milk. And I talked to my doctor the other day and said, hey, I feel like we might be getting close to the end of the breastfeeding period. And she said, well, guess what? You've already done it longer than most American women. So I was like, oh, score, because society definitely doesn't make me feel that way.